Hello, everyone. I thought I would talk to you about how long it took me to write all of my books because I do think it can be interesting to learn about how long it took an author to write a book. And it can vary because life can get in the way, and also it can depend on how long the book is. Now, I will primarily be talking about how long it took me to write the rough draft because I'm a little fuzzy on how long it took me to complete the final edition of each book. Well, I started The Reigns of Godwin Valley, which is my first serious book. I mean, I did write several books before that, but this is my first serious book. It probably took me around 4 months to write The Reigns of Godwin Valley. I started in February of 2017, and I think I finished it in June of 2017. So it took me around 4 months. Now, Empty Sounds of the Wind, which is a shorter book. Now, I actually didn't write anything for over a year between The Rains of Godwin Valley and Empty Sounds of the Wind, mainly because I was so obsessed with trying to get The Rains of Godwin Valley published that I didn't bother to write anything else really, at least on a serious level. So I started Empty Sounds of the Wind, I believe, in September of 2018, and then I finished it in early January of 2019. So it also took me around 4 months. Then we have Symphony of Perdition, which I'll lay my books down here. We have Symphony of Perdition, which I believe I want to say I started in March of 2019, and then I completed it in September of 2019. So it took around 6 months for me to complete Symphony of Perdition. And also, I will say that there's larger gaps between when I wrote books early on in my writing career, mainly because I wasn't as disciplined. So you'll see how I become more disciplined as time goes on. And so I wrote Mournful Wanderer, I believe, between March of 2020 and September of 2020. So it also took around 6 months for me to complete the rough draft of Mournful Wanderer. And of course, that was during the pandemic, during which I had a lot of time on my hands. And finally, I started Silent Reckoning in April of 2021, and then I finished Silent Reckoning, the rough draft, in March of 2022. So 11 months, nearly a year, to complete the rough draft of Silent Reckoning. Now, my current book, The Ecstasy and the Ignominy, is probably going to take far longer because I started that in April of 2022, and it's now February, and I'm still nowhere close to being finished. So it will probably take at least 2 years, if not more than 2 years, to complete that book. As you can see, that as my books keep getting longer, it also takes me longer to write books.